Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is October 16th, 2019, and now the news at noon. Reported in the Durango Herald and Journal with a file photo by Jerry McBride. At least 10 cannabis companies in southwest Colorado might have pulled dried flower product from their shelves this week after a cultivator recalled dry marijuana plant material found with, quote, elevated yeast or mold counts. That according to a Denver-based public health agency. A public release from the Denver Department of Public Health and Environment said 144 retail cannabis stores, 11 manufacturing facilities, and 3 cultivation companies around the state may have received, quote, flower, shake, trim, and pre-rolls that were evaluated and contained potentially unsafe levels of yeast or mold. That from the Denver-based bonsai cultivation, according to the release. Yeast and mold can grow on cannabis in damp conditions and create toxins that can be lethal. That according to Cannabis Industry Journal, once a patient smokes and or ingests cannabis with mold, the toxins and or spores can thrive inside the lungs and the body, according to the media organization. Bonsai Cultivation did not respond to an email seeking comment. The 6 Montezuma County dispensaries listed in the release about the recall include Blend LLC, Live Well, and Bud Farm, all in Mancos, Chronic Therapy, Cortez LLC, Live Well, and Mountain Annie's in Cortez. And the 4 Durango dispensaries listed in a release about the recall include Colorado Grow Company, Durango Organics, Durango Rec Room, and Durango Mountain Annie's. Pat Dalton, owner of the Durango Rec Room, said his business sold bonsai cultivation products but did not receive any of the batches listed in the bonsai cultivation recall. We were lucky, he said. Colorado has got this stuff buttoned down, Dalton said. They keep a really, really close eye, and that's why we haven't gotten bad product. They do it right. Colorado doesn't mess around. Colorado Grow Company declined to comment. A manager at Mountain Annie's referred the Durango Herald to corporate headquarters in Ridgeway, which did not respond to a request for comment, and Durango Organics representatives were unavailable as of Tuesday for comment. Richard Prukler, a supervisor with the Denver Department of Public Health and Environment, said that the food and cannabis regulators at the city agency work closely with state employees to enforce rules and ensure contaminated cannabis stays off of the market. And the Journal reported with a photo courtesy the Montezuma County Historical Society. The Montezuma County Historical Society is developing a program for residents to share historical photos that show life in the county and region from the late 1800s to the 1950s. The new Montezuma Heritage Museum will host the program called, quote, Save Our History, Tell Our Stories. Photos will be permanently identified by their donor and digitally stored in the new museum's Archive and Research Center. The photos will be accessible to family members and researchers with donor approval. Scanning events will be held in the end of October and November at 4 different times at the libraries in Cortez, Mancos, and Dolores. There's no charge for scanning, and the photos are returned immediately. Owners can receive emailed images of their scanned photographs, also at no charge. Early pictures of family members can also be scanned. Owners may also bring in or show pictures of any historical artifacts they may consider donating or loaning to the new museum, as well as historic letters and diaries that can be copied on the same day. Materials about the campaign to create the Montezuma Heritage Museum will be available, and complimentary homemade cookies and apple cider will also be served. For more information, you can email Ann Brown at awbrown288@gmail.com or Barbara Stagg at bjstagg, STAGG, the number 7@gmail.com. What a great idea. If you'd like to see something like this happen in Dove Creek, why not contact our public library and make the suggestion? History will be lost if no one keeps good records. And from the Durango Herald, Patrick Armijo photo. An array of long-term planning options to guide expansion and development of a more efficient terminal and grounds at the Durango-La Plata County Airport were presented to the public on Monday evening at the Durango City Hall. Quote, we want to hear from all stakeholders and capture what they want and need from the airport over the next 20 years, said DRO's Director of Aviation, Tony Vicari. We have multiple users and we want to hear the various viewpoints. What may be right for the passengers may not be best for the rental car operations or security. These are challenges that present themselves when dealing with a complex facility. 4 different options to bring the airport from 3 undersized gates to 5 full-size gates, properly supported by concessions and restrooms, were presented. 3 options would look at expanding the current 40,650 square foot terminal to 82,150 square feet, 86,600 square feet, or 104,470 square feet. All the options would speed times from check-in to boarding by more efficient baggage handling and security screenings. One of the 3 options, the one to expand the current terminal to 104,470 square feet, would allow the airport to accommodate planes the size of a Boeing 737 with elevated passenger boarding bridges. A 4th option to build a completely new 121,500 square foot terminal adjacent to the current one was also included. However, Vicari and architects working with the airport view building a completely new terminal as only an idealized model of what is possible. Current funding limitations will keep this option out of reach. The airport plans to use only airport fees and taxes on its users to meet local matching requirements for Federal Aviation Administration funds to finance any expansion projects. The expansions would be financed without seeking a tax increase from the general public, said Roger Zanaraltis, chairman of the Airport Commissions. Additionally, 2 plans were also presented to rearrange and expand the airport's grounds by adding parking and improving traffic flow by integrating 12.5 acres of recently acquired land right next to the airport. The land will be used for parking expansion, rental car facilities, and realignments of the Circulation Road and Airport Entrance Road. The Airport Commission will examine feedback from the forum at its public meeting, which is 3 p.m. October 24th at the airport. The Commission plans to identify a preferred option at the meeting and begin exploring cost estimates and financing options. And now, let's take a look at our weather. So today's weather is set to be another lovely sunny day with a high near 66 degrees. Light winds calming. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 37, but those winds do pick up for Thursday again with a sunny day and a high near 69 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts to 30 miles an hour. And then Thursday night, a 20% chance of showers rolls in, mostly clear during the early evening and then becoming mostly cloudy with a low around 39. Again, those south winds persist at 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts remaining as high as 30 miles an hour. For Friday, mostly sunny and slightly cooler with a high near just 58 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour become northwest in the afternoon. And we again see some gusting as high as 25 miles an hour, blowing out precipitation potential for now. Into Friday night, mostly clear with a low just around freezing at 30 degrees. Saturday now looking like a perfect fall day, sunny with a high near 61 degrees. And Saturday night partly cloudy and a low around freezing again at 32. But for Sunday, isolated snow showers pops up on the forecast, might be possible in the morning before noon. The rest of the day mostly sunny, but decidedly colder with a high near just 49 degrees. Sunny Sunday night mostly clear with a low around 26. And for next week, we start off Monday sunny with a high near 54. Monday night clear with a low around 29. We can really feel those fall warm temperatures adjusting to more winter-like ranges. Don't forget to post your wonderful weather photos on the DCTV Facebook page group, Local Dove Creek Weather Pics. It's fun to share what your sunset, sunrise, or hunting expedition looked like. And now we'll go back to the news. From the Journal with a photo by Sam Green, Colorado Parks and Wildlife will give away kokanee salmon at Joe Rowell Park in Dolores at 3 p.m. October 24th. Anyone wanting fish must present a valid 2019 Colorado fishing license. Yes, it's that time of year again. The number of fish each person receives will be determined by the number of kokanee collected during the spawning run and the number of people who show up for the giveaway. People interested in receiving fish must bring their own container, so bring a bucket or a cooler. Most of the kokanee are from 9 to 12 inches in length. The kokanee is a freshwater, landlocked sockeye salmon. It's not native to Colorado, but it is well suited to Colorado's large reservoirs and is a popular game fish. At McPhee, during normal water years, the salmon makes a fall spawning run up the Dolores River, where the females lay their eggs in the fine gravel. The young fish float back to McPhee, with most becoming a meal for predator fish, said CPW biologist Jim White. Those that do survive, about 5%, spend 3 to 4 years maturing and then make their way back to the Dolores River spawning grounds and the cycle is repeated. The adult kokanee are captured at a CPW facility on the Dolores River for the giveaway. Some eggs are harvested and raised in the Durango Fish Hatchery to be distributed to other hatcheries and lakes. If you missed the free fish event, the kokanee snagging season is from November 15th to December 31st on the Dolores River from the West Fork confluence to the standing water line of McPhee Reservoir. The bag limit is 10 fish per day. And here's some out-of-this-world type of articles. Maybe not so local, but everyone's interested in space news, right? According to CNN reporting, we knew there was organic life on Mars in the 1970s, at least, according to Gilbert V. Levine, who was principal investigator on a NASA experiment that sent Viking landers to Mars in 1976. He published an article in the Scientific American Journal last Thursday, arguing the experiment's positive results were proof of life on the red planet. In more space news, the New York Times reported that Virgin Galactic unveiled a jumpsuit for space tourism. They say, quote, "Once there was the era of space-age fashion, and now the age of fashion for space has arrived." On Wednesday, Virgin Galactic, the company started by Richard Branson to take people to the edge of space aboard a rocket-powered plane, is unveiling sleek, high-tech garments that passengers will wear during their trips. They're not space suits like the ones that NASA astronauts put on for rocket launches and spacewalks. Rather, they are one-piece jumpsuits like those worn by military pilots, with a design that won't be out of place on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. They come with fancy underwear to help maintain comfort during the trip up and down. As part of the price of the ticket, the cost of a seat is currently $250,000. The Virgin Galactic customers will get to keep their space clothes, including the jumpsuits, underwear, and boots. Virgin is not the only organization showing off new spacewear. On Tuesday, NASA demonstrated 2 new spacesuits that will be used for its upcoming missions to the moon. While Virgin spacewear conjures going boldly where no one has gone before, NASA's gear, which must function in more rugged environments allegedly beyond Earth's orbit, is drawn from familiar forms that have guided the space agency's engineers for decades. SpaceX, which could start flying astronauts to the space station next year, sent a mannequin wearing its suit to orbit in March aboard the Crew Dragon spacecraft. The suit featured a 3D printed helmet and a black and white design that seemed inspired by motorcycle racing suits. Boeing, whose Starliner capsule will also travel to the station, unveiled its blue zippered suit in 2017. It's about 10 pounds lighter than what astronauts wore on the space shuttle. For its garments, Virgin Galactic enlisted Under Armour, the maker of high-performance sportswear, to develop the out-of-this-world garb. Virgin Galactic wants its passengers not only to look good, but also to feel comfortable to fully appreciate the flight, which will soar to an altitude of more than 50 miles. When Virgin Galactic first begins taking customers to space, each trip will last about 90 minutes. It will be enough time to experience about 5 minutes of weightlessness. That is all reported in the New York Times. Then there are other sources that aren't so certain things in, quote, space are really as we are told. Not to say the moon is really made of cheese, but with more information available from sources all over the world, we really might someday find the truth. It's out there, or in here, or maybe a bit of both. And now today's High Canyon Country happenings. This Friday, October 18th, kick up your palate with some authentic Cajun gumbo at the State Line Bar and Grill, starting at 5 p.m. Delicious concoctions made of course, with lots of Louisiana love, courtesy of Charles Montgomery's culinary skills as a guest in the kitchen. Eat in or take home and snuggle by the fireplace. It surely will warm you up. The Foggy Memory Boys return to Cortez, Colorado to perform at the awesome Wild Edge Brewing Collective. That's starting at 7 p.m. Come out and get rowdy to some mesmerizing mandolin and dazzling dobro with the boys from Taos, New Mexico. It's going to be a spicy evening, they say. It's a $5 cover charge to support local music. Also, October 19th, Mountain Film is on tour in Norwood. That starts at 6:30 p.m., bringing a selection of culturally rich, adventure-packed, and incredibly inspiring documentary films curated from the Mountain Film Festival held every Memorial Day weekend in Telluride, Colorado. Since this evening is a fundraiser for Norwood's youth climbing team, a bunch of great climbing films have been chosen, along with some biking and firefighting sprinkled in. There will be a silent and live auction, a pull-up contest, and a cash bar. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. General admission is $20 for adults and $10 for students. Mountain Film on Tour in Norwood is hosted by Norwood Park and Recreation District. And I post up all of these High Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV News at Noon. So you can look up the phone numbers and dates. And we also upload the daily news to our YouTube channel, which you can search for with the same name, DCTV News at Noon. And the broadcast is also posted to our general Facebook page, where we add links to stories of interest, share other events or news, and where you can join in on the conversation too. This is your local community TV station. So if you have something you'd like to share or interact with us, contact us by email at dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in. News at Noon now airs at noon Monday through Friday, and then is available on demand online on our YouTube channel and posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. We would like to ask you, please, to share it with friends and family and like it if you do. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.